But if you lose everything, how is your whole family gonna survive the next 5 years? I shook my head. Doesn't matter. We'll get by our own way. Besides, didn't you and your wife just say at dinner that I wasn't bold enough? Bradley's face darkened even more. I'd never wronged him, but earlier at the dinner table, just because I made less money than him, he'd used this condescending attitude to mock me for being too timid, not daring to take big risks. Not like him now that he was a business owner. Halfway through his bragging, my dad had offered him a cigarette and tried to light it for him, but Bradley didn't even cup his hand around the flame. City folks and girls might not understand what this means, but in rural communities, when an elder lights your cigarette and you don't shield the flame with your hand, it means you don't respect them. It is a public humiliation. Everyone nervously looked at Bradley, asking if he'd show his cards. He took a deep breath and suddenly said, "If we're gonna play, let's make it even bigger. That is the only way this is exciting for me." He suddenly placed his cards face down on the table, covered them with a plate, then walked outside. We sat inside and watched him take a small wooden box from his BMW's trunk and bring it into the room, setting it on the table. When he opened the box, it was full of cash. Bradley said proudly, 300 grand, you in or not? Our actions had already caught the attention of the older relatives. Uncle Jim saw what Bradley was doing and freaked out, immediately saying, "Are you crazy? That is your business advance payment for the new year." Bradley sat down with a grin, completely nonchalant. "It is fine. I can afford to play. Question is whether little bro here dares to match it." I immediately understood Bradley's scheme. In poker, you are supposed to have a cap to prevent stakes from getting too high. But when Bradley started playing to show off his wealth, he specifically said no cap. He wanted to keep raising the stakes until I couldn't match anymore, and I'd lose everything. "Sure enough," he arrogantly said to me, "don't tell me you can't come up with this money. If you can't match it, you can't take back what you've already bet." Uncle Jim immediately understood Bradley's play. Now even he couldn't help but laugh, then went back to playing mahjong with the other elders, not even glancing my way. I clenched my fists, saying nothing, because I simply couldn't come up with 300,000 in cash. Then my girlfriend suddenly spoke up. "It is okay, we'll put up our house." In an instant, everyone turned to stare at my girlfriend in disbelief. Uncle Jim forgot to draw his mahjong tile, and Bradley stared at us too, his expression somewhere between fury and nervousness. Both of